Ifor Williams trailers have been going for many years, but they are one of the best companies for buying spares for. They've used very little over the years. They haven't changed what they do. They use 2 stud patterns on their wheels, which is 4 stud 5.5 inch or 5 stud 6.5 inch. This is on braked trailers, as there is a little bit on their unbraked that is different. And when it comes to their brake drums, they have altered over the years. Up until 1992, they used to have a gloss black cap. This gloss black cap has a phone number without the 1, it's a 0490. This was fitted on all their brake hubs up until 1992. This is 72mm ID, and if the trailer has this, it has taper roller bearings. It is fitted with Alco brakes. They did only use one size of Alco brake, and that size of Alco brake was a 200 by 50. They did rename it as a 200 by 51 as things progressed in later years, but it's still the same brake shoes, it's still the same expanders, and most of the internals are the same. The earlier ones had a fixed eye cable, the later ones had a detachable cable, and the leaf springs usually didn't have a bush in them, and the coupling on the front of the trailer was a Bradley. Then in 1992, they moved across to this cap. This cap was only used for 4 years. During this period, they used knot brakes. They used a 200 by 50 and a 250 by 40 brake. The back plate was welded on. The springs started using bushers, and they were still using a Bradley coupling. The bearing that was used on this hub has since been made obsolete by SKF, who were the manufacturers. We can supply a bearing for it, but if you need a new drum, you tend to get the newer drum with adapters to make it fit the shaft. In 1996, they went across to this dust cap. This is the biggest dust cap of all. It is 76mm diameter. The last one was 75. It is on a large shield bearing, and it's on knot brakes. The knot brakes have started being bolted onto the axle rather than welded on at this period. The leaf springs started to use a bush which is metal rubber metal, rather than the older bush which was a nylon with a metal insert. And the coupling on the front of the trailer altered across to knots. Over the years, Ifor Williams have altered the wheels that they've used. They started off with an old 609, which is virtually obsolete now. It was like an old forklift tyre. They went across to a 155 7012 as a wheel to go under a sort of flatbed. They then went to a 195 5013, a 195 60, a 185 6012, and now they're on a 195 6012. All of these wheels used 5 stud 6.5 inch. They have also used on plant trailers a 185 70 R13. They do use large 16-inch wheels on some trailers with wheels on the outside. They use a 165 R13 on many of their horse trailers, up to 2.7 ton, and box trailers. And they also use a small 195 5510 on a 4-stud 5.5 inch PCD on some small brake trailers, such as plant trailers, where you can keep the height down. Unbraked trailers have used many different wheels over the times and different stud patterns, whereas the braked have always been 4-stud 5.5 inch, 5-stud 6.5 inch, with the tyres that I've mentioned. If you require any parts, please use the links below to visit our site, and if you need any further information, view our videos or see the links below.